bundle up if you have not been outside yet today. But it's good to be back, Candace. We have the whole crew here.
I
I should have
know.
brought some donuts in or something.
Something. And it's funny because the last couple of days I've been here during the week, I kept logging in at 7:30 to do breakfast with Bridget. I'm like, oh wait, not yet.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
kind of missed
creature
it.
of habit.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, yeah, certainly we'll need the sweaters if you're heading out the door early this morning. But we are going to be watching not one, not two, but three cold fronts. And those three
Okay.
cold fronts are each going to bring a little colder air with each run. So,
Back to
with
back to
that
back.
being, yeah, we'll have a couple little breaks where we will kind of moderate back a little bit and then we'll drop. And then
Okay.
not crazy, but there will be a little bit of a flow that we'll have to contend with for the next couple of days. So let's take it to the map, show you what's going on. We are watching the potential again of those three different cold fronts. So for this week, it's dry, it's cool today and tomorrow. We are watching a cold front that will be coming through. It will be dry, but it will be dropping our temperatures. Highs on Saturday will be in those low 60s. Overnight lows into early Sunday morning will be in those 30s and 40s. So a chilly weekend is in store. We'll start to moderate back a little bit, a little warmer on Sunday, a little warmer on Monday, and we're going to be watching a cold front come through on Monday, bringing a few scattered showers with it, and it's going to be certainly a chilly end to the week, possibly even a chillier weekend. That's next weekend, not this weekend. As we look at those temperatures out the door, we're in those 40s and 50s pretty much area wide. Now, throughout the next few hours, as we take you here hour by hour, 68. That is going to be your high this afternoon. Tons of sunshine, a light north breeze will be in place, but notice it's a cool start, but it will be a colder night. And the reason for it is we have a little bit more of a colder snap in those temperatures. We could be in those upper 30s in Marion County. Some patchy frost can't be ruled out across Northern Lake, inland Volusia, Flagler, most of Marion County as well. And then areas further south and east temperatures will continue to be in those 40s and 50s. So with that being said, again, chilly for the next few days. The next front will be on Friday. That's going to be dropping temperatures significantly on Saturday. Then the second one will come in on Monday, dipping our temperatures down into the 30s potentially. Highs could stay in the 50s. And then late next week could be bringing a round of frigid temperatures. Now, with that being said, if you've been seeing a lot of things on social media where temperatures are going to be down into the teens and it could snow here in Central Florida, models are backing off a little bit on that. So let's just, take a 12, 15-day outlook with a grain of salt.
Mm-hmm.
This shouldn't be a new thing, okay, for people to understand. But nonetheless, you can see how temperature can kind of fluctuate a little bit, right? So there's Saturday. Those are your highs at 62. Then it will warm back up near normal on Sunday, slightly above normal ahead of that next front on Monday. That front comes through and notice your highs dropping down into the 50s Tuesday and Wednesday. Um, I do want to let you know, though, on Sunday, that's going to be, at least in the near future, our best chance for more widespread frost. Some freeze concerns can be there in the forecast. Again, this will be Saturday night and into early Sunday morning. So if you have any sensitive plants, any tropical plants, you're trying to keep those poinsettias up and
Mm-hmm.
thriving, whether you got to cover them up, bring them inside. Of course, the pets, that's an obvious, making sure that they're staying inside. They're nice and cozy as well. So as we get results here, the full 7-day forecast, tons of sunshine. Our next best shot for rain comes on the warmest day of the week, which will be Monday. That's along that cold front. Not expecting a big widespread chance, only about 20%. But notice Tuesday night and into Wednesday could be the
Mm.
coldest night on the
Wow.
7-day here with temperatures down into the 30s. Now, with that being said, remember these 7 days, rule of thumb here, this is for Orlando. So if you're watching us
Mm-hmm.
from Marion County, Flagler County, these temperatures will fluctuate a little more. So we're
Yeah.
talking colder for areas north of Orlando.
Oh boy. Well, it'll be nice.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, lots of sunshine, hopefully, to sort of help with that. And lots
Right.
of people like this cooler air.
Yes, and we all just have to understand that we will be re-wearing the same sweater a couple
Mm-hmm.
times. We just
Mm-hmm.
here in Florida, we don't have that many
Right.
options. There's
Right.
the
Right.
cold snaps come and go. It takes maybe a 3-day cold snap is, long for us.
Mm-hmm.
This one, the cold snaps are, 3 to 4 days long, but when you bump
Mm-hmm.
them up, one after the other, it's gonna be a
Mm-hmm.
nice cold snap. I mean, as of right now, long range, even into like middle to end of January,
Mhm.
we could still be in this pattern. So
Mhm.
enjoy it, embrace
Mhm.
it. You might might be done with it sooner or later, but just think about the days when you're
Yeah.
sweating trying to put the kids in their car seats,
Oh yeah.
or when you're dodging those sea breeze storms getting out of the grocery store. Just channel all those frustrations that we will be
Mhm.
getting to eventually this summer and enjoy the cold weather
That's right. And
and
if you got to get
hurricanes.
outside,
Sit
get
back and
that
relax.
yard cleaned up, get everything
Yes,
packed up, get it
yes.
back into your storage and everything, that will definitely help keep it from being so sweaty.
I know. Seriously.
So there's a lot to pack up now
They really
and clean up. So
I gotta do some of
sounds
that.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Candace.
Welcome, bye.
Okay. See you in a bit. And we want to check in with our traffic safety expert, Trooper Steve. He is just over Candace's shoulder there in the weather center. Good morning. And I know
Good
you
morning.
are a big fan of the cooler air, so got lots of work to do at home.
Well, I mowed the yard yesterday afternoon, got that all cleaned up, put all the Christmas stuff away. We
Okay.
are being
You did not
greeted,
wait.
but I did not wait. It's all gone. I normally wait till Three Kings Day.
Okay.
Just that's
When is
and
that? Sat?
that is just a few days away,
Okay.
actually, the 6th.
The 6th. Okay, yeah.
Um, And usually I wait for that, but with the wife out of town and all that
Mm-hmm.
stuff, I just wanted to get the house ready and
Right.
clean and orderly. So I knocked that out yesterday. The only thing
Mm-hmm.
standing is a tree, no ornaments on it right now.
Okay. Not
So
bad.
yeah. But to Candace's point, it's like
Mm-hmm.
think about what June and July feel like.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Like
yeah.
no thanks, and it's just that little dose of why people enjoy Florida
Mm-hmm.
so much. It's just because we get this without that black ice on the roadway.
Yeah.
We're not walking out of our house and busting our butt. So
You
I'll
get to
take it.
wear your
I'll take it all
jackets and
day.
your sweaters
Oh,
and vests.
we
And
got Crystal Moyer back
there
there in
she
the
is.
distance.
Hey,
Right, look at her waving
Crystal.
around. Well, you guys getting the real behind the scenes back here. But
I
I'll
thought
give
it
you your
was funny when
roadways
she
real
egged
quick.
you on to do a limbo this morning with the
Hey,
how low
when she
can we go?
started going, how
Yeah,
low can you go?
I
I
know.
was like, I got to get into this a little
I
bit.
started it too. I low key started it, and then everybody said it after that.
I love it. I love it. So let's check on the
Yeah.
roads real quick. Roadway's doing real good this morning, Bridget. Normally 408 right here at Crystal Lake. We're seeing bumper to bumper traffic on those top lanes. They are headed westbound. This morning, no issues out there to include over at 536 as well. Nice and clear. I'm whispering just a little bit so Crystal
Okay.
can record her stuff. No major delays out here by Champions Gate. Look at that. Only by 429 this morning. Nice and smooth with no issues as you make your way towards downtown, leaving your drive times nice and clear. So I would go all across Central Florida. I don't want to talk too much with her back there.
Mm-hmm.
So things are clear out there. There's not a
Yeah.
crash, Bridget, that anybody needs to worry about. We will start to see that traffic kind of pick back up to normal come Monday and Tuesday of next week. But right now we're clear.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be hitting the road at 10 a.m. today talking about avoiding a traffic control device. So what do I mean by that? So like you're stuck in traffic and that red light's been there for a little bit and maybe
Oh.
there's a gas station off to the right hand side and you
Oh.
cut through that to kind of keep going to where you got to go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to break down whether or not that is legal or not today. Clickorlando.com at 10 a.m.
I guess if you're going to the gas station, it's okay. But I had a question though. How did we come out with the holidays and New Year's and all that? Because I know we talked about the sort of crazy driving, and yesterday we were trying to remember the number for 855
Right.
two toe to go, and it's hard to remember that number, but for the folks who really probably needed to use it, but overall, was it a rough holiday
Overall,
road or what?
speaking to my guys locally,
Mm-hmm.
within a few different agencies, I like to check in. I checked in with a lot of the guys in the morning and was like, hey, how'd your night go? And for the most part, they said it was rather steady, but nothing
Mm-hmm.
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So the biggest incident we had here locally was unfortunately that possible celebratory gunfire down in Kissimmee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And people need to just think smart. Like a weapon is not something to celebrate with. And so that was the
Yeah.
only major incident. Of course, I'm sure there was a few DUI arrests throughout the area.
Mm-hmm.
Not the way you want to start your year off. But for the
Yeah.
most part, I would say we had a successful New Year's Eve holiday week here within our
Mm-hmm.
Central Florida area.
Yeah.
It turned out pretty good.
And we know, like, school starts back like Tuesday next week. So I guess lots of people will be trying to get back this weekend. So we might have some heavy traffic kind of rolling through over the next few
just like
days.
you said this morning, like you reported this morning that, a lot of people think the holiday's over, but this is the time when people are headed back. So Friday, Saturday, this weekend, I would expect some busy roadways on the weekend because like you guys, you and Candace getting the kids ready to get back into the swing of some type of normal. People need to remember, come Monday and Tuesday, we're going to be back to our early November traffic out on the roadways. So you got to watch out for the kids. You got to start watching out for the people at the school bus stops and stuff like that. And hopefully we can start next week off nice and easy and start 2025 off not being the number one place for vehicle versus pedestrians.
That's right. I hear that. All right. Well, we'll see you a little bit later.
Yep. 10 a.m.
10 a.m. All right. See you then. And I think I know the answer to what you're talking about, but you can give us some examples of what not to do. Okay. Thanks, Trooper Steve. Of course, we have some breaking news to get to. We've been following a rash of different things that have been happening across the country as we look at the potential terror attacks and different reports. There are new developments now out of New Orleans where, we brought you that as breaking news yesterday on News 6 Mornings. New details about that suspect. FBI is saying intentionally drove into a crowd on Bourbon Street. At least 15 people are dead and many, many more are hurt. Our Angie Casada explains what officials say may have prompted this suspect to do this.
The FBI is investigating the attack as terrorism after they say Shamsuddin Jabbar, a 42-year-old Army veteran, plowed a rented truck into a New Year's crowd, killing 15 people and injuring dozens of others. Hours earlier, Jabbar posted videos professing allegiance to ISIS and a desire to kill.
We do not believe that Jabbar was solely responsible. We are aggressively running down every lead, including those of his known associates.
Authorities say they found explosives and an ISIS flag in the truck. Security barriers meant to protect Bourbon Street had been removed for replacement, leaving the area vulnerable.
We had barriers there, we had officers there, and they still got around.
Authorities are investigating whether a fire at Jabbar's Airbnb is connected. The FBI is also pursuing any ties to other attacks.
And unfortunately, more news like this. The hotel, the Trump International Hotel in Las Vegas, the FBI and the police there in Las Vegas are investigating after a Tesla Cybertruck here filled with gas and fireworks exploded there. The driver killed, several others hurt, and it's being investigated as a possible act of terrorism. Many questions remain right now. Investigators say the truck was rented using the car sharing service called Turo, but they haven't said who was behind the wheel. So we will continue to look for updates on that today out of Las Vegas. And now to the story that Trooper Steve mentioned just a few moments ago. Possible celebratory gunfire claimed a life on New Year's Eve, and this happened on Gull Court. The lady later died at the hospital, but News 6 anchor Matt Austin explains why neighbors say this whole thing just seems so unreal.
You heard all kinds of things, fireworks, shots, it's New Year's, people are just out of control sometimes.
Javier Prado was home when a woman got hit by what police call celebratory gunfire. Kissimmee police have identified the victim as 56-year-old Carmen Ochoa.
You don't expect it, especially on the New Year's, These people been here for years, and it's amazing what just happens from one blink of an eye, and it was tough,
Kissimmee police responded to this home on Gull Court shortly after midnight. Cell phone video obtained by News 6 shows several police cars at the scene.
It was straight movie almost, pretty much. I mean, cops got off all the vehicles, like 10 vehicles almost, and there was rifles pulled out, flashlights, everybody had long rifles, It was like a black ops thing, pretty much.
Carl Greer also lives on Gull Court. He says he changed his plans to light fireworks after work once he pulled up and saw the crime scene tape.
But with the police taping off the whole house, and I knew somebody died or something happened here, I said we can't. And they were awake when I got home, and I was like, no, we can't celebrate tonight.
It is so sad. We'll continue to keep you updated on that story here out of Celebration, but out of Kissimmee, rather. But we were going to take a quick break. We'll come back with some more stories here from News 6 right here on News 6 Plus. Keep it here. Hey there, welcome back. You're watching Breakfast with Bridgett, streaming on News 6 Plus and clickorlando.com. We are back from the holidays, and we are bringing you some of our best stories here this year. And right now, we want to talk about a Central Florida man who reportedly suffers from dementia, and he made a huge financial mistake, according to his family. The 80-year-old signed up for a very expensive matchmaking service that he could not afford, even went out on some dates. And when the company would not help the family cancel his contract and get a refund, they contacted News 6 investigator Mike DeForest. Here he is with more on that story.
Blake Mooney says his elderly father suffers from dementia and severe memory loss, which was made worse by a stroke. News 6 is not identifying the 80-year-old out of respect for his medical privacy.
I oversee his bills and his financial situation.
Mooney, who lives out of state, was shocked to discover a very large purchase on his dad's credit card bill from a business called the Matchmaking Company.
$8,495? What?
Mooney suspects his father, who's a widower, stumbled upon the website for the matchmaking company, which aims to create long-lasting, authentic, and loving relationships for his clients while setting them up on dates. Uber receipts show the 80-year-old took a ride share from his assisted living facility to the company's Winter Park office. Less than a half hour later, the elderly man reportedly signed this contract, which entitles him to 12 introductions, or possible dates, at a cost of more than $8,000.
He's not going on a date. He can't go on a date. He has dementia.
Mooney repeatedly called the matchmaking company, but says his attempts to cancel the contract and get a refund were ignored. So Mooney contacted News 6. I paid a visit to the matchmaking company's Winter Park office. No one here would speak to me about Mooney's dad, but later the company got in touch with Mooney and issued a partial refund of nearly $6,000. The matchmaking company did not respond to any of my questions. It issued that partial refund only after the family sent this letter from the elderly man's doctor confirming he does have dementia. Mike DeForest, Getting Results, News 6.
And now to the continued debate about fluoride in the water. We've reported about a few areas around Central Florida that have had this debate, and now we're looking at it again in Palm Bay tonight. Leaders there are expected to discuss, along with the community, this topic of to add fluoride or not to the city's water. And News 6's James Sparvero spoke with a councilman leading that discussion.
So City Councilman Chandler Langevin tells me that Palm Bay actually has not put fluoride in the water for about 9 years now. So Chandler, why do you want to hold this discussion tomorrow then? What are you looking to accomplish?
Well, first and foremost, we need to inform the citizenry and be honest about what we are doing. So currently we are on the list of cities that fluoridate their water, but because of machinery failures and them haven't been fixed in many years, we just haven't been fluoridating the water. Second, the Surgeon General of Florida, Joseph Ladapo, just released a report that is now saying that while fluoride might be good for teeth, it is possibly lowering the IQ and acting as a neurotoxin for our youth and for babies still in the womb. Personally, I want to not fluoridate the water, continue to not fluoridate the water, but we need to have that discussion and make that official determination tomorrow night.
And it has been a polarizing discussion, and you do expect even dentists to come out who are on your side.
Correct. I think there will be dentists on both sides that will be there. I think there will be residents on both sides of the issue. There's multiple arguments to be made, but ultimately what we're talking about is the government force medicating its population. Like if you want more fluoride for your kid, you can go brush their teeth, go get fluoride products from the store to put fluoride on their teeth. They don't have to constantly swallow it all day. Other conversations might involve changing a diet, which might be good, and taking in less sugar.
And if you'd like your voice to be heard on the fluoride debate, Thursday night's meeting at City Hall starts at 6 o'clock. You'll have your chance to weigh in during public comment. In Palm Bay, Brevard County, I'm James Sparvero, Getting Results, News 6.
And of course, we'll keep you posted on what happens in Palm Bay with that discussion around fluoride. So keep it here and on News 6 and clickorlando.com for those updates and alerts. You can always sign up for those alerts as well in your mobile app for the types of alerts you would like to get when it comes to those updates. And now we want to talk about the exploding oven. And maybe you've heard about this before, but if maybe you got some new appliances for the holidays, or your loved ones did, one Oviedo family is warning about how their oven door exploded and that glass shattered and even hurt a woman's leg. News 6 investigator Lewis Bolden found out it is not the first kitchen where this type of thing has happened.
There's glass inside of this thing. There is glass all in here.
John Peter Trask is down an oven and possibly a grand. He says his mom was heating up garlic bread when the oven door exploded.
And I heard this sound of something smashing or breaking.
The glass shattered, some of the shards cutting his mom's leg.
She was standing there, not right in front of it. So if that side angle is enough to do that, what if anyone was standing right in front of this when that happened? That could have been a devastating injury.
Trask and his wife brought their Frigidaire oven in 2020. He says after the glass broke, the company offered to replace the door, but he turned down the offer.
The previous pane of glass blew out. Why do I want another accident waiting to happen in my house?
Did the company give any indication that they had heard of this happening before?
No.
We found out this has happened before, and not just to Frigidaire ovens.
In a statement to News 6, the Consumer Product Safety Commission says since 2018, there have been more than 900 incidents of glass oven doors shattering or exploding.
We reached out to Electrolux, the company that manufactured Trask's oven. In an email, a spokesperson says in part, quote, "The main glass failures are either imperfections in the glass or damage caused during use. Electrolux says all of its products comply with household cooking standards."
We posted the entire statement along with what Electrolux says you can do to protect the glass from weakening on clickorlando.com. Getting results, I'm Lewis Bolden, News 6.
All right, that is something to keep in mind there. Now, if you are visiting Volusia County, we want to talk about parking out at the beach and what to expect there. And it depends on where you live. So the county's new beach parking program will charge visitors $20 a day for off-beach parking, or you can pay for a pass. That's $100 a year, depending on, how much you like to go. Now, to drive and park on the beach, that's $30 a day, or a pass for $150 a year. If you live there in Volusia County, you can park for free at designated lots with a parking pass. All this information available for you at parkvolusia.org. So check that out. That is new for the new year. And speaking of new year, it wouldn't be complete unless we talked about some of those bundles of joy that arrived to ring in the new year. So we have a local roundup of a few of these new little ones here. The first day of 2025 bringing in some bundles of joy. So this is Betty Rose Freeman, born at 12:24 a.m. New Year's Day at Vieira Hospital. Such a sweet doll there. And then a few hours later, baby Cairo came into the world, bouncing in at UCF Lake Nona Hospital, born just before 3 a.m. just to get the party, keep the party going there. But baby Travis Michael Morgan right there, born just on time at midnight exactly on New Year's morning at Advent Health Waterman in Taveri. So congrats to all those families and those New Year's babies. It will always be a party for them, and really excited to share those photos. And so again, want to encourage you, if you have any great photos from New Year's or something fun you want to share, pin it for us. Any fun videos or pictures, you can pin it. You can go on clickorlando.com or on our app and pin those photos and videos. You might even see them here or on one of our newscasts. So we look forward to seeing that from you. But that's going to do it for breakfast for now. We'll be back tomorrow at 7:30 to wrap up this week on Friday morning on News 6 Plus. And I'll see you again a little bit later at noon. Have a good day.